Time for the KBD67. You like your Novatouch better? Yeah, I think I like mine as well. I think the TKL Factor gives a better sound to boards usually. I think I like mine better as well. But the feeling of this one is better than the Novatouch. But sound-wise, I think I still prefer the Novatouch as well. All right, let's open this one. KBD fans. So I don't think I got a case, sorry, a box before that came with the KBD fans logo. I think that's the first time I get one of those. And you guys know I shop from them, I buy from them a lot. And this is indeed the first time. All right, let's take a look at this baby, shall we? We got some stabs, which I doubt are good. We got some standard KBD fans black feet. We got the 2 long M2s screws and 2 small ones. And then we got the main thing here. And I ordered mine with, I remember now, with the brass plate. That's why we're seeing this thing shining through, and it's very shiny. It's very different from the other KBD fans brass that I've seen. Let me show you guys up close. Can you guys see how shiny it is? Even though it has a texture, it is like really shiny. And it has a different tone of gold as well. So very, very unique. So I got the, as you guys can see, the gray version. And I love this little grill, this brass grill that it has at the bottom. I think it looks really good. But of course, it's a fingertip magnet. And then from the side here, you can see this shape almost like a QXP, but very interesting nevertheless. And the fun thing here is that to ship the board with the PCB inside, they added 4 PCB mount switches. So that's interesting. Let's open this baby up. They have different screws too, like this is very unique. They have, I never know the name of screws, but kind of pentagon or hexagon, I think it's an hexagon screws. Let me check. Those are Gatorons, yes. I think they're Gatoron blacks. Okay, so this bit is what I'm looking for. So as you guys can see, it's a sandwich mount. But it's actually screwed to the bottom of the case. But it's sandwiched in here. I think it's very interesting. It's a very different choice for them. And one of the things that I saw is that, can you guys see how they added a little nub here? I'm not sure if the camera captures that from afar, but let me show you. So this here is quite new, right? Both this corner up here and this is gonna make life a lot easier when aligning the switch here, right? If you guys did alignment here, you know what a pain in the ass it is to align the backslash here or the backspace, depending on which layout you go for. It's always like very hard, especially if you're not doing PCB mount. If you're doing plate mount, it is always hard to align those. So great addition there. I think we can put a switch there. Let me do it. And even though this is plate mount, sorry, PCB mount, you can see how the switch doesn't wiggle or wobbles here like it used to if you get another board. So I think that's a plus in my book. Let me check those switches that came with. And of course, when I do that, the thing is gonna fall. So let me unscrew the plate first. And I also think it's nice that they're doing those screws. They look better quality than the previous ones that they use. How much? Yeah, it looks cute. I agree. How much it was? I need to look, because I paid a little bit more for the brass plate. But as soon as I finish opening it, I'll look it up for you. So we have the bottom of the case here. There's screws go through both here and here. The anodizing is not the best. I can see a streak here very clearly. I think you guys can see as well. I think the camera does a good job portraying it. It's down here. So I've seen better anodizing from them. Nothing too bad on the side. On the front, same story. Let's take a look at the bottom here. I don't see any obvious streaking, no stains, no nothing. So the bottom looks pretty good. So yeah, the only streak I see is here in the back. And I think you guys can clearly see it as well. So not the best anodizing from them, but not the worst either. Take out those switches here. So yeah, those are most likely Gateron blacks. Let's look at the back of this breastplate. Yeah, and it's all the same. There's a little bit of little scratch here. Let me see if I can capture that on camera. You see, little scratch there, but that's about it. Nothing else. I don't think there are any scratches in the front. Let me look up how much I paid for the KBD67. See here. Let me look it up. KBD67. So I paid, and you know what I just realized? I ordered navy blue, and I think they got in touch and said that they didn't have the navy blue, so I ordered the gray one. It was $189, I think, without the breastplate. So let me double check that, because I think the breastplate was an extra $20 or so. Hold on. So it was $30 more. So $189 plus $30, $129 total. What did I say? 219 total. I don't know what I said. So 220 with the brass plate, if you will. So yeah, I'm looking forward. Let's take a look at the PCB. I don't think we saw this PCB in particular, but it's a very generic. One thing that I see here is there are a lot of little dots towards this region. I am not a PCB expert, so let's look at the other side. Oh, so those are for those components here, most likely. But it's super odd when you look from the top. It looks like you had some ants going around and eating your PCB. Super awkward. But yeah, it's definitely for this part here, where you have all of those SMD and but I don't know why those require those through holes. I don't know. Maybe someone who knows more than I do about PCB can chip in. But yeah, so this is the KBD67 kit. Do you guys want to see anything else? I may test this PCB. So before I do that, do you guys have any other questions? This is USB mini. Let me get a USB mini cable. Let's start joshing it up. And my M60 does have an issue with one of the keys. I don't know why the Alt is not working consistently. So let me... Right, let me get a jumper wire. Let me pause the music, change the sound to the one that we like, and we can get started. Yeah, they didn't cover the vias. Maybe they did too thin of a PCB. I don't know. This one is not doing anything, but I think it's programmed to be not split left shift. So that's fine. That one was the Windows key. This one is also not programmed. Most likely they're doing only space. Oh, maybe it is. Let's check again. Yeah, so it maps to space bar. All right, so it is working perfectly, it seems. And we have 3. Oh, interesting. It has some LEDs around here, but the case itself doesn't have any how you call it, the acrylic thing, forgot. But yeah, so the underglow on this one is pretty useless. All right. Any questions, my friends? Anything you want to see? Any general questions before I end the stream? I'll just put everything back, otherwise. You know what I wish KBD fans would do? They would offer plate cutting services, like laser cutting services. That would be amazing, because the prices they have for their stuff are pretty good. I am definitely building it on stream. I just have a very long queue of things to build. And I wanted to build my key code number 1 this Tuesday, city. And I had internet issues. My internet went down, so I didn't. I even looped, I have looped all the switches and everything for it in preparation. And I even stickered those. Those are creamy 55 grams. I'm going light on that board just for change. So you can see that I stickered all of them, all the 95 switches, because I always like to have some spare. I have also separated here my BSP beige key set to go on the key code, but my internet provider basically fucked me over. Excuse my French. And it was down for 3 days too. I have another ISP. I have 2 internets because I work from home, but the other one is not reliable, so I didn't want to risk it. That's why I decided to postpone. But I will be doing that, and eventually I'll build this guy as well, because I think it looks quite decent, and I think it may feel very good as well. Like the typing experience from brass may be a good one. So looking forward to that. Need to decide which switches and whatnot. And welcome, by the way, City. But I can count with one hand the number of times I built something off stream. So question from Blind Joker, a related question, any tips for a 40% for programming plus Portuguese? I can give you the link to my 40%. I use all of them with that for exactly what you're asking about. Let me show my screen real quick. Oh my God, I hate that my M60A is acting up. Let me see, so GitHub, oh my God. How do I make this lowercase? Motherfucker. I don't have a caps lock here, and this thing triggered caps lock. Should I hook it up again? I think I will have to do it. So yep, so we got it to go lowercase. Thank God. So let me get a 40%. So let me get my Daisy layout or something like that. So this is my first layer, and basically what I do the accents, I don't know if that's the name, on here. So L, for instance, is my single quote, and I use that. And I also use comma, right, for CCDO and things like that. For programming, you have open parents, close parents, things like that. On the second layer that I use my thumb. So I use my thumb, and the same thing you would do, like shift 9 and 0 for parens. I moved my square brackets here, so you have the pointy brackets or angled brackets. If you hold your thumb, they become square brackets. I have equals and minus here, so around the open quote, so around here, right? Yeah, and then where I have the slash, I have function that being the backslash. So that's basically how I do my 40%. It's gonna vary because some 40% have more or less keys. Like for instance, the minivan still allows you to have the semicolon here, so that's easier. And then I only do the quote as a function, so thumb function, and the semicolon would bring, for instance, single quote and whatnot. Yeah, did that make sense? Any other questions? Let me share this key map on chat. So that's the one for my Daisy, but if you look on others, like Pearl, Minivan, you'll find a Mr. Keebs folder with my layout. Oh, another thing we can do is add the rubber feet here. So let me first screw those back in. No problem, Blind. And if you want, you can hit me on Discord. One thing I want to do, because people ask about my 40% a lot, is to record a video, a how-to video about my layouts and my line of thought and the reasoning behind the way I do my 40%, because I think it's very easy to get used to versus other kinds of layouts. But I can say that you can get by pretty fast with a 40%, even if you're programming like I am and like you are. Hey, Undecided. How are you? A little late to the party? Aren't you? Yeah, man, I have been without internet for 3 days. Miss you too. But we just unboxed the KBD67. Pretty nice board, I must say. No, it's no need to say sorry. So yeah, I got the brass plate upgrade. Yeah, I think it looks beautiful. I love that little grill weight at the bottom. Gives a nice hefty feel to the board. So, and I also unboxed previously this guy, which is the Japanese Topri key set from KBD Fans. Hey, Tfrem34. Yeah, I really like the brass plate as well, and it's very different from the previous iterations from KBD Fans. It's a lot shinier, if you will. I really liked it. Oh, really? They had the KBD fans logo? I prefer it without as well. I'm not very fond of the font of their logo. I think it looks like a Comic Sans. Comic No Sense. Stupid joke, but yeah, that font is terrible. Yeah, but I know I am against the stream here because I know that everybody, especially the high-end designers, and they love Comic Sans. It's just not for me. Okay, so that was the KBD67. So just a few closing thoughts on what I think about the board. I think that the anodizing is good, not the best that I've seen from KBD fans. Again, there were a few streaking marks towards the back. It's not easy to see, but here you can clearly see it now, right? And when you're looking at the board, you know, in person, you can definitely see it. It is a sandwich mount, Goo. So it basically screws to the bottom, and then the top screws to the bottom as well. So it is more of a tray mount than it is top mount or sandwich, but technically still sandwich. But I like the sandwich when it's screwed to the, yeah, then it's a top mount. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. For the price, this thing was $189 for the basic kit, and then $30 to upgrade to brass. So we're talking about $219. So it's not very cheap, not very expensive, but I grew to like my 65% with the blocker. I think it adds some visual separation that I like. Question is, can I get some sorbothane inside it? I mean, I think so, but it's a close call. I can open it again. There's not a lot of clearance. Let me see here how much clearance we have. Here's a good point to do that. So we have 4.5 millimeters in clearance from the top of the PCB to the bottom. And I think this PCB must be 1.5, 2 millimeters. So we're talking about 2.5 millimeters, right? Sorbothane, I don't know let me double check. I think it's 1/10 of an inch, if I'm not mistaken, which is 2.5 millimeters. So we're talking about a very, very snug fit. And if you take, for instance, the microprocessor here and the bottom of the switch pins, right? I think you can add sorbothane, but it's going to be squished in the bottom. And with that little clearance, I don't know if it justifies the sorbothane. I think this thing is gonna sound very good without sorbothane. It's not very hollow, right? Let me do a quick test. Let's throw a switch here in the middle. There is a little resonance here, but I'm telling you, it comes from the space you have from the plate to the PCB more than it comes from the PCB to the bottom. With time, I learned to notice the difference. So when this thing is full of switches, I don't think you need Sarbathane for it to sound good. It's not that hollow. Hollow. One of the two. Does that answer your question? Okay. So yeah, we're talking about a very snug distance between the clearance that you have on the bottom of the PCB and the height of the Sarbathane sheet, right? Which is exactly 2.5 millimeters. You could do it. I think you can do it, but I just don't know if it's necessary, given how this is built. It's a very slim, especially if you consider the front, right? It's a very slim case. It's not a very tall case at all. Which is also nice. I like the inclination. I like this round edge here, which really resembles me. And I'm seeing a spot here, but I think this is a stain from dirt. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little stain here, a bad stain. I think you guys will be able to see it. You see there? Let's see if I can clean it out or if it's a defect. No, it was some dirt on the case itself, not a defect. Yeah, it's gone. So yeah, some material that was left there. So I can't say for sure until of course I build this, but I think it's gonna sound good. It's and the profile. I have a QXP. Oh, the QXP stowed away. Otherwise, I would compare the profile. But I think it really. Let me get a picture of it. Yeah, I like the design as well. I think it's very clean, very to the point, not a lot of noise, right? Very, very clean. So let me see if I can, ouch, do something here. If I can, there, I was so close. So yeah, this is the profile. Of course, the arch is a lot steeper than this. You want brass plate? Yeah, I like brass plate. But my favorite plate so far is polycarbonate. I love the sound of the polycarbonate plate. I'm looking forward to building I need to find a nice case to build up polycarbonate tray mount. And I may even do it with one of the cases that I already have. I'll see. Oh, and I have the DC60 coming, so I may do the DC60 with a polycarbonate plate. But yeah, it reminds me of the QXP bottom, but not the top, of course. There's a little round thing here, which is nice. Oh yeah, and we were going to add the rubber feet and I completely forgot, which is not a first for me. I always forget to add the rubber feet to my boards before storing them. And the rubber feet seems to be a little too big for the hole, but squeeze a little bit and you get it. And I really like when designers add those nice rounded spots for the rubber feet. Makes our lives easier. Very good. So now we can safely rest it over the table like this, and it's not gonna move. All right, my friends. Any other questions? Anything else you want to see or know or talk about before we wrap this up? All right, looks like it's a wrap. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining, and I will let you know I'll let you guys know on my Discord when I am going to build the key code number 1. That's my next build for sure. I wanted to do it next Tuesday, but it's gonna be Christmas, so probably on the week between Christmas and New Year's. Sounds like a good opportunity to build the key code number 1. All right. Again, thank you guys for joining. Really looking forward to were you going to make a YouTube video for the KiCad stream that you had with Gondo? Oh yeah, and I forgot to download it and publish it. Thank you, City, for joining. But since you're interested, Tifram, I'll go ahead and do that. Again, I didn't have time since my internet borked on me, but I'll get to it. I'll download them, join them, and put it on YouTube. Sorry about that. Since we had many interruptions, I have to basically download everything, join them on Premiere, and then upload. But I'll do that. I'll actually work on that today. And you get a nice notification when that gets published. All right? Thank you, guys. And we'll talk again soon. See you guys on Discord otherwise. Nah, you are all awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.